106.3 FM The Big One proudly presents The Dudley Hilton Show with your co-host, John Dudley Hilton. John and the coach go through every play of the last game and get you ready for the next game right here on 106.3. And now, John Dudley and Coach Dudley Hilton.
All right, everyone, here we are again. I think this is our fourth time. We're moving into this football season. We got a big win last week, 80-40 over a much improved South Laurel team of what we thought we were going into. Might have played a little role into it, but how do you feel about the game, Coach?
Well, I know South Laurel, they came to play. They got embarrassed last week over Breathitt County, and I felt like that I knew we was their first home game. I knew that we was going to see a different South Laurel team we've seen on the film, but it's hard to tell your kids and tell your family, tell your parents and tell your following that South Laurel can play a little bit, and we just thought comparing that Breathitt beat them that bad, Bell County ain't going to have no trouble. So I thought maybe their attitude wasn't real good. I know I faced it all week. Coach, you'll have a running clock by the second quarter and this and that. But I knew the coach down there did a great job. He had a bunch of seniors. And again, playing the first home game. And kids responds after things like that. Been on the road and finally get to play in front of their students. And they didn't want to show a bad showing in front of their students and in front of their fans. So I thought they came out and played the game and really got after us. And we on the whole, we kind of got after them pretty good too. So I thought it was a good football game, even though it was a high-scoring affair.
No, I agree, and I was impressed by the energy they had, by their student section. It was a nice atmosphere to play, a Friday night football game. And
South Laurel, has good facilities. They had a good dressing room for us. They had a good visitor sideline. They got a good home stand. It looks like a football facilities and a football complex. So, that's what you like. You go out and enjoy. And they're a 5A school. They've had a little success the last few years, and I knew playing them it would be a good football area. And South Laurel, London down there, North Laurel has a good team. South Laurel has a good team every year. So it's a good place. It's close to home. I just thought it was a good trip and a good fit for Bell County to play South Laurel in a football game, because they're a county school and we're a county school, and we all have to work hard to make our football players.
I agree, and I tell you, we make it back here again, and we're 3-0, and that's where we want to be. We might not maybe be doing some of the things we need to be doing, but at least we're still 3-0.
Yeah.
The main thing is we're winning.
Now, you got to learn how to be 3-0, and you got problems you need to fix. You need to fix them, and we've got a few problems, and we're trying to fix them, and that's what you call coaching. If everything was just cause you 3-0, and you think everything's humpy-goey and everything goes, you don't need no coaching right now. You're wrong, and that's why you film these games. You get the side shots, you get the end zone shots, you get every shot you can to make sure I can improve our players, and that's what we did Friday night. We came in here Sunday and went back to work and trying to fix some mistakes we made against South Laurel, and I thought we corrected them and done a good job this week.
We did. Let's get into the game. High scoring affair. Not been many a part of those things like that, but it was a crazy game from start to finish, really. And
yeah, sometimes when you start out a crazy game, that's what it ends up being, a crazy game, because we scored a pretty easy thing, they scored a pretty easy thing, and kind of set the tempo for the whole night. And that's like any game you play, once one gets going, the other one gets going, and they get exciting like that.
Well, first quarter, we're up at the end of the quarter 22-12. I think throughout the quarter, Jason Jones got loose a couple times, caught 2 big touchdown passes for 39 yards and 58 yards respectively. I tell you, he had a big first quarter.
Yeah, Jason got us going on big long passes, and London should have had another touchdown, should have got caught that was in somebody's hand, but London threw the ball well, and Jason went up and got a good catch. And like I said, said, that was 2 pretty easy touchdowns for us. So it kind of set the tempo. And you said we scored 22. I don't know who scored the other touchdown.
Brandon Baker
on a short yard.
Yeah.
It was a short yard touchdown.
Maybe his only short yard touchdown of the night.
But anyway, 22 points is a lot of points in the first quarter. So we tickled death but getting 22. But I think we give up.
We give up 12.
We give up 12, and that's too many to give up. But again, that was the end of the first quarter, 22-12.
Get into the second quarter and things don't slow down a bit. They just keep on rolling in the same rhythm they were in the first quarter, and we go up 50-26 at half. Throughout the quarter, Brandon Bailey had a 22-yard rushing touchdown. London Stephanie had a 24-yard rushing touchdown. Brandon Baker had another 64-yard rushing touchdown. And then Will Dean had a 1-yard rushing touchdown. So a lot of different people carrying the ball during that quarter, a lot of different people scoring.
Yeah, Hunter scored his on a quick pitch that looked real well and made a good cut on. Chase Huff was out there to give him a good block. We sealed the Jason Jones came in, made a good block on the linebacker. And Hunter knew where the end zone was. So, his looked good scoring. You said London got the next one.
London had a 24-yard.
Yeah, London, I forget exactly what his was. I think it was on the option. He kept it and cut up field. And then
over near our sideline, I think you're right.
And then who got the third one?
Brandon Baker had a 64-yard.
Yeah, he had a big long sweep, had some good blocking on that. Will Dean gave him a good block. I think Dawson Woolen was on there again. Jason Jones was down the field. But I thought our offensive linemen really stepped out there on their side. They'd been Chase and Timmy, and they did a good job. And then we got down there and drove on a 1-yard touchdown. So we didn't have many short yards touchdowns, but again, we thought the first quarter was a lot of scoring at 22. Here it goes in the second quarter, we get 28.
28, and they got another 14. So they did better than they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, they did. They got one more, but I think we made our 2-point conversion pretty good. I can't remember who made the first one.
Let's see. Let's see. Brandon Baker and Hunter Bailey made a couple in the first quarter, and then London and Dawson Woolen made a couple in the second quarter.
So again, I don't know why we got in this rhythm going for 2 like we have, but I think it's also how you moving the ball. If you feel confident you can get 3 yards, then you go ahead and just get the 3 yards. If you're stopping and making me work real hard down the field, then I'll probably we need to start kicking them all because Jason's working too hard, not letting him kick some extra points. But right now, I guess that's my reason I'm going.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm not questioning it. When you go, what we talked about, we went 7 for 11 the other night, and we figured up that's 14 points, and if we'd have kicked an extra point every single time, then we'd only got 11 points. Right. So even though we went 7 for 11, we still came out with a
I think
3
you figure that
points.
out.
I don't know.
As long as you're over 50%, you're all right.
Okay.
You got 50, 55, 60. But now if you get below 50%, you need to kick them because I think Jason can be a true kicker about 90, 95% of his extra points.
Well, he's 1 for 1 this year, and the one we kicked was
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
And he looks good in practice. Kickoffs didn't work very well for us the other night, but we just, I don't know, it just, they didn't do it. But it didn't surprise them because they knew what was coming on that.
I think they hurt our kickoff team later in the game, didn't they? I think later on. You're right. So going to half, you have 50-26. It was kind of weird walking over there because you put up 50 points, so it's hard not to be happy about that. But then again, you're giving up 26 points. It's something that we try not to do. We preach defense, and so it was kind of weird walking into half.
Well, you guys, it's been spoiled all your career coaching. You know, you don't see things like I was. We played hard. There wasn't no question about it. We just got out a little control defensively. We just over trying. So I think we was all disappointed because we give up so much point. But we didn't say nothing how happy we should have been scoring 50 points in the first half. We let some couple bad plays, couple not good tackles that we didn't go in and make like we should, and we seen them on the sideline, and I think it kind of got us frustrated a little bit because we was a little sorry on those things. But again, the highlight of the first half was scoring 50 points, and ain't too many times you're going to score 50 points against a good football team like I felt like we were playing.
No, and I agree with you. I think I looked at you walking in the half and said, you may have to score 100. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do. So luckily we didn't have to. But again, you go in up, basically double. You're up 50-26. You scored a bunch of touchdowns. You've got momentum offensively. We went in, reset a little bit defensively. We come back out of the second half, at least we thought we had, and they come out and took the first play.
Yeah.
From line scrimmage, touchdown on us, and
that's probably the best teaching film we had on all the films we got, because we wanted to do good, but our feet wouldn't move. Our feet didn't go where were they supposed to go. We didn't have the, my situation or my philosophy on defense, somebody's got to save a long touchdown. Well, to save a long touchdown, you got to be in position, and that's certain play. We had two guys came up, kind of knocked each other off the ball carrier, but then it tells you where everybody else is at. Then those guys should have made the tackle, but then we come back and the corner had an opportunity, didn't make it. The other corner should have went on a good pursuit, or Ian should have had a good pursuit, and neither one of them, they didn't have it. So I hope it's a learning a lesson right there, and I'm hoping that we can, sometimes that one play can set the tempo for the whole year, and that's something we've worked on all week. Saving a touchdown. You gotta live for another day, and somebody's got to make that effort to save it and for that one mess up. And like I said, we came out second half, we was fired up, but maybe we was too fired up because we had guys hit together that caused a situation that we should have stopped anyway.
You're right, and you always want that chance at another opportunity, and saving those touchdowns gives you defense another opportunity to stop them. And so you're right, we got things to work on. But again, they scored out a half. We kind of shut them down from there on out. I think we go on and score 22 more points in the third quarter. Brandon Baker had another 52-yard rushing touchdown. Then he follows that up with a 26-yard rushing touchdown. And then Dawson Woolham ends the quarter off on a 6-yard touchdown. Again, a lot of rushing touchdowns, a lot of different people scoring, a lot of different people carrying the ball.
Well, we didn't get too many plays. All we had is 35, and 11 of them was touchdowns. So that means we had 24 we didn't get scored touchdowns on, and like you said, we 7 for 11 on the extra point. But here we come back with another quarter and scoring 22 points, and again, they scored. I think the first play they had in the first half, and maybe the last play they had in the first plays of the first half, second half, and the last play in the second half, and it was on a kickoff team that we had a lot of young people in there. But in between, we played real good defense the rest of that half there and everything, and I think that's why we kept getting the ball back. Brandon makes a couple good runs, and again, Brandon's had a big week, a little publicity and everything, but he'll be the first one to tell you that his offensive line blocked well for him. London Stephanie hadn't been carrying his fake out very good, and he started carrying his fakes out. It really helped us to open up some things that we need to be doing better on. And I thought Will Dean blocked better. I thought Little Raby went in there and blocked, and I just thought up front we was open some holes and doing some things we should do. We got the running clock, and everything's just out under control, and I think we got good. I don't know who scored.
Will Dean scored his last touchdown from 6 yards out.
And they scored on the kickoff. But anyway, I thought the clock went the fourth quarter went about 10 minutes, whereas the rest of the game went 2 hours.
Yeah, it did, and it was.
But it's a good win, and glad to have a 80 to 40 game win thing right
there. That's a crazy score to say, ain't it?
Yeah.
All right, guys, real quick. Starting this week, we're going to do something new. Anybody that shares it off our Bell County football page, the following show, it has to be shared off our Bell County football page, not your friends. You got to go onto our page and share it. But the following show, we'll draw one name from that, and you'll win a Bell County football package. It could include, but it's not limited to, a sweatshirt, a hat, shirt, shorts, decals, anything else we can come up with Bell County that we can award somebody for that. So make sure you share it, and We'll do that next week. When we come back from the break, we'll finish up this game. We'll talk some stats, talk some other things. And as always, when you're not available to come to the game, you can watch it on listen to it on 106.3. And as always, we're very grateful for our sponsors each and every week. We'll see you guys after the break.
Sauced in downtown Pineville, a great place for delicious food made to your taste. Only the freshest ingredients are used for sauce pizzas, for sauce pasta, and for sauce salads. You let the friendly and courteous staff know what you want on your pizza. It goes on, it comes out hot, fresh, and tasty. No microwaves, no fryers, just fresh food crafted by you. Call in for an order today at 606-654-2321 or come by 107 South Pine Street in Pineville. It's food crafted your way. It's sauced. Long's Pick Pack of Pineville, your independently owned and hometown proud store. They've got great customer service and friendly faces to help you. There's a great selection of fruits, vegetables, and dairy kept in temperature-controlled cases to ensure freshness, and Long's has the freshest selection of beef, pork, and chicken. Be sure to check out Long's Deli and Bakery with specialty meats, cheeses, and cake decorating. Long's staff is always available to point out the great deals, and they make checking out a breeze. For great prices and great selection, come see Long's Pick Pack of Pineville.
The way Bill sees it, a car is not just for getting from point A to point B. For Bill, his car is a reflection of his personality, his style, his values. That's why he has Kentucky Farm Bureau take care of his insurance. Because we're not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau, we're Bill's pride and joy. Farm Bureau. My Farm Bureau. Kentucky Farm Bureau. Big on commitment.
Call Danny Luttrell in Middlesboro at 606-248-7859. Mountain Tarp of Middlesboro, we've got you covered. Manufacturing reliable, worry-free tarping systems. Whether it's construction, agriculture, transportation, or waste applications, they'll install and repair. They'll take care of system installations. They've got you covered with maintenance and repairs. And of course, parts are always available at Mountain Tarp of Middlesboro. One of the largest employers in Middlesboro. Multiple locations in Kentucky, Ohio, Texas, and Massachusetts. It's Mountain Tarp. We've got you covered.
All right, everyone, welcome back in. Coach, let's sum up this South Laurel. Let's put it to rest. We got another W, good win, 80-40. Let's go over some stats. Offensively, Brandon Baker only had 10 carries, but he reeled off 241 yards and got 4 touchdowns. That was a 24 yards a carry. Earlier we went through some of his touchdown runs, and that's all above that. Dawson Woolham had 6 carries, 38 yards, a touchdown. He's been running better every week. It seems like he's getting better. London had 5 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown. A couple of those may have been a couple scrambles where he really makes things happen. Will Dean had 2 carries, 24 yards, both of them touchdowns.
Yeah, Will had a big night and didn't know how much he's going to play. He had a shoulder injury, but he came to play, and when he got the opportunity, he took advantage of it. And that's what Will needs to keep doing that. He's a senior, and he just needs to keep working hard and just keep going, doing what he did the other night. They done a good job, but it was a good big night offensively when you rush for that many yards and have that many kids rush for that many touchdowns too.
Ryan, it don't seem fair to talk about all these carries and all these yards and not mention some of the offensive line. And like you said, Baker would be the first one to tell you, hey, if I didn't have the guys up front, if I didn't have the Timmy Lawson and the Josh Heltons and the Chase Huffs and
Caleb
Lefevers and Lane Hoskins, if he didn't have all 5 of those boys and some, who else has been helping?
Tyler Nelson been getting in there some, and you got to kind of figure Cage Baker in there too, because he's a tight end. But it's just they're experienced linemen. I get mad at them sometimes because they do loaf off, but they don't know how good they could be good. I listened to Stoops tonight and talking about the Florida game. It's going to be one up in the dungeon, and that's the offensive lineman, and he's very confident his offensive lineman can do that. So I'm in the same boat. If we're going to go play the big boys down the road, our offensive linemen better get better every day, because our sophomores and juniors are running hard, but they got to have blocking, and when you get good competition, separate yourself with the offensive lineman, and that's why I challenge my offensive lineman every day to keep working.
Right. Going into the passing game a little bit, you threw it 9 times. London completed 6 of them. He completed all 6 of them to no other than Jason Jones. Jason had a big night.
Yeah, he sure did, and had a lot of yardage, and I think 183 or something like that.
185, caught all 6 passes.
Yeah, all 6 passes, and like you said, London was 6 for 9. I know one that was dropped. Maybe another one was dropped that the boy we had
Cam caught one over there and got hit pretty good and lost it.
Lost that one, so that was 2, and I really don't know where the third one was at, but you know, that's good. We need to throw the ball a little bit, and that high percentage you might throw it a little bit more, you know. But
I'll tell you, pretty spot on night was London. I think early in the game threw that sideline to Jason over on their sideline, and Jason really stretched out there, and I think somebody had a picture of it, and you can see it right on Jason's end of his fingertips. He's barely got it.
And I thought Jason called another one that
on the 4th down
that they said that wasn't a touchdown, that he looked like he put the ball across the sideline, and we got it on the 1-yard line. And,
You're right.
And I think that's where the Baker might have got the 1-yard touchdown. I don't know, but anyway, I thought that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, and Jason was after it on the offensive side of the ball. He was going. He wanted the ball, and he was going up and catching things that sometimes were 50-50 balls, and he won all of them.
Yep.
So good game for him. Let's step over on the defensive side of the ball. Somebody we've been talking about pretty consistently, Dawson Widener, led us in total tackles. He had 7 solos and 2 assists. Been pretty consistent all year. 3 games, 3 pretty consistent games. Hunter Bailey had 8 solos. Another good game for Hunter, really.
Yeah. No, let me say this about Dawson. Dawson had a lot of, like you said, had a big night, but he'll be the first one to tell you, looking on the film, that he should have had much more.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter had a good night, but looking out on the film, he'll tell you that he should have had a lot more. And then you know, these guys we can't get satisfied because we make a few tackles, because you know the most important play is the next play, and then you can go up and stick somebody on this play and then look awful on the next play, and that's what we're tending to do a little bit. We look good for a few plays, and then we look terrible. And they made a couple big 3rd down and 14 or 3rd down and 10, and you know, you got to stop that. That's when you really ring that bell and answer the call. And right now, that's what's hurting us a little bit. We're not hurting the call. They had a couple 4th down and 1. We wasn't a bit more ready for those, and then nothing. And it didn't mean nothing. That wasn't answering the bell. We just let them score with ease instead of answering the bell. And we got to learn how to respond when there's a big play. And if there's one thing we're not doing very good right now, that's that, because we'll make the first routine play, but then we won't answer the call when it's a big down that we need to put the effort into it a little bit more.
No, and I remember hearing these people call these big 3rd downs these money downs, and you got to take pride in it. And like you said, it's no different for us right now, 1st down or 3rd or 4th down.
Well, that's where we're lacking. That's where we're lacking a lot of leadership out on the field, and that's where if I could put my coaches out on the field and let them all start hollering and telling the kids, hey, this is a big down. You know, that's what we did against Johnson Central a few times. That's what we did against Anderson County, Somerset when we scrimmaged them. You know, we got behind the kids and let them know big down. Now we got our kids out there on their own, and they're not paying no attention to 2 big downs. They don't have that one guy or 2 guys that knows the game and get everybody pumped up out there on the field and pat them on the butt and say, now this is a big down. And like I said, if we could go out there with them, then nobody score against this team.
And we've got a couple players capable of that. We've been prodding a little bit. Hey, we need this, and it could be due to, you know, we were a little winded the other night. I don't know, but we don't do it from play one, so it don't.
No, that's bull baloney, son. Okay. We don't make no excuse. We're lacking leadership out on the field, and it showed it in the first 3 games. We could easily had 3 shutouts with a good team. Today we went out and ran a lot of sprints, and I had a few boys step up and say, keep your mouth shut, just run, do what coach is telling us to do. So if we can start getting a little leadership out on the field and do things, then this team's going to improve. But if we're going to improve, it's got to be in the weight room with our leadership. It's got to be out on the practice field with our leadership, and it's definitely going to show out on the field that we got that leadership. Right now, I feel like we almost got zero leadership.
We are lacking
on the defensive side of the ball. We're good on offense. We got some kids because it's a glory for them on offense, and it kind of takes care of themselves. But we still need some offensive linemen step up and have a little bit better leadership. But this team, right now, is lacking some leadership, and we're searching for it.
You tend to get a little bit more publicity on the offensive side of the ball. It can be a little bit more individual. The defensive side of the ball is definitely about having a little bit more pride. It's about being that unit, and that's what I feel like you said, we're lacking a little bit. That jail unit saying, hey guys, it's 3rd and 1, we're not going to let them get it. No more, nothing else.
So I agree with you about the offense get some publicity, but I'm telling you what, I've been part of a lot of great teams right here at Bell County that we won because of defense, and they got a lot of publicity. So defense can get it, but they can't go give up 40 points like they're going to get it.
You're right.
Or I think the Knox just scored 8 against us.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good defensive game, I guess. And but again, we're lacking that part out there on the defensive field, and we don't have some of our young kids jump up. We're just going to be happy with what we're doing here. So hopefully, we all got to keep preaching to them, and hopefully they'll listen to this show. Hopefully they'll hear me out on the field. But somewhere or another, that light's going to come on, and they're going to say, hey, I've got to open my mouth a little bit.
You're right. It's what it takes. It's what all your good teams have. It's just what it takes.
You win championships on defense, and I'm no fool, and I know that. And we just got to get better. We've had a good week of practice this week, son, on defense, and hopefully we'll see a little different.
They say offense sells tickets. I don't know about that.
I don't know who sells tickets, but I like to go watch a good defensive game myself.
All right, let's end it then. South Laurel's done. Let's move forward. We got us a little open week. We had a big JV win this Monday, even though it's open. We're still playing our JV and freshman games. Our JV went to Harlan County.
Yeah, Harlan County, right.
Went to Harlan County and won 12-0.
Yeah, got a real tickled for them because Harlan County's a good power football team, hard nosed, and we went up there and answered the call. We shut them out. I think Coach McQuarrie coached defense up there, and I told him, I said, maybe you missed your calling because he didn't let them score, but no, I was glad he went up there and did that. So our JV team looked good defensively when you hold them 0.
I tell you, anytime you can go anywhere on the road in the mountains and win a ball game, it's a good win.
Good win.
Where you're going.
You're right.
You go and shut out, and that's the main thing. I think you 2 touchdowns. I think Ethan Raby had a big 60-yard touchdown run in the game, and Luke Akers caught him a 10-yard look in from quarterback Jonathan Phil. That's good for Luke. I'm glad. That's
like you said. That's a freshman. The Phil boys looking good at quarterback, and I hope he's okay because act like he might have to have a little surgery. Might have to be shut down for a little while. But anyway, Luke Akers and coached his daddy many years ago, and he used to know with him. Luke, I'm afraid his name was Luke too, but he scored a lot of touchdowns.
He did.
So.
I remember Luke running down those sidelines. That's for sure. Coach, how do you handle these off weeks? It's a little bit of the twirl in the schedule for you. You don't do things normal. How do you keep players motivated?
Well, how we handled this week, we had a bad game defensively last week. Give up 40 points. That's way too many. We had a good coaching meeting up here Sunday afternoon. We usually meet on Sunday afternoon, go 4 or 5 hours, and I think this one almost maybe 6 or 7. But we had to fix something, and we got to quit talking about. I told them to quit talking about a player. It don't make no difference. We got to fix it, and we need to move this and here and move that and there. And bottom line, when you can't play something, do something, you got to fix it. So that's what we came up with. So we worked all week on fixing it. I'm afraid if we went down there to South Laurel and 150 to nothing, then it could have been a long week for me, son.
Right.
So it kind of took care of itself. We really worked hard Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday we kind of took off after school. We worked hard. We got a running class here during school. slow, and we ran quite a bit, and then we took off. This heat's really been hard on us, but we'll get back at it again Thursday, and then we probably won't do nothing Friday. We'll come in here and start all over again and get ready for our next game, which is Whitley County.
You talk about that hot. I compare that to your turf field like an oven. It's like it sits out there on preheat all day, soaking up that sun, and y'all step in and start baking.
Sometimes they say it's about 5-10 degrees hotter up on that field, and it's been hard on your dad. I'm gonna tell you this heat, and I'm gonna have to find a way to either put me a big umbrella over top of my head. I try to wear that straw hat and then don't cover my face and everything up, but it's not. Be 71 years old, some of you, can get out there on that field at 90 degrees on a turf field that's about 98, and go out there and try that a little bit and run up and down the field. And I got this Fitbit, and most practice I get about 20, anywhere between 20 and 25,000 steps in. So I keep going. I just don't want them to take me off that field and something I don't want to be taken off in. So I got to slow down, especially in this heat. But I really enjoy it. The kids really respond to me. They really answer the call for them. So we had a lot to work on this week.
Good, and I agree with you. We've had a good week of practice, and we're just going to enjoy the time off that we get a little bit and heal up and rest, get ready for the second half of the season. When we come back next week, we'll talk more about Whitley County. That's who we got coming up, not this Friday, but next Friday, and we'll get into Whitley County a lot more then and talk about what we're going to face in them. Big 5A game coming up for us. I'm excited. It's always good to play these mountain county schools that are bigger schools. I enjoy always playing Whitley County. So
yeah, it'll be a good one. But now we'll have a lot to talk about. We got a freshman game Thursday night here at Bell High. If you want to come up here and watch our freshmen play, I think they play Harlan County freshmen. Our JV plays up here next Monday, and I really don't know. I didn't look at that schedule on there.
But it'll be at 6 o'clock.
It'll be 6 o'clock. So we'll have a game up here next week. So we're playing a lot of kids right now. We're working on about 60 kids here, son. They're staying with us, and we got a couple of new additions, so we're up about 62. And maybe next week we can mention more of the freshmen and sophomore players. And
I agree. They've been working hard, and it's.
I've had a lot of good compliments on your show, son. I think y'all doing a good job, and I really appreciate Brian O'Brien down there and doing this. But it's all about publicity. We all strive for a little publicity, and we don't care if there's 10 people listening to it or 10,000, as long as we're talking about Bell County football. And I really appreciate you taking your time and Brian taking his time to get it out to the people.
It's not hard to get on here and talk a little football.
Well, good.
Like I said, come back next week. We'll talk more about Whitley County. Before we go again real quick, if you share it on our Bell County football page, you will be entered in for a drawing to win a Bell County football package. I listed some of the details earlier. No game this week. Next Friday night. We'll talk more about Whitley next Thursday. Thank you to all our sponsors, and go Bobcats.
You've been listening to the Dudley Hilton Show here on 106.3 FM with your host, John Dudley Hilton. We get you set for the game starting at 7 o'clock every Friday. Join Jeff Jacobs and Brian Stewart as they bring you every play right here on 106.3 FM, The Big One. Mountain Tarp of Middlesboro, we've got you covered. Manufacturing reliable, worry-free tarping systems. Whether it's construction, agriculture, transportation, or waste applications, they'll install and repair. They'll take care of system installations. They've got you covered with maintenance and repairs. And of course, parts are always available at Mountain Tarp of Middlesboro.
One of the largest employers in Middlesboro.
Multiple locations in Kentucky, Ohio, Texas, and Massachusetts. It's Mountain Tarp. We've got you covered.
The way Bill sees it, a car is not just for getting from point A to point B. For Bill, his car is a reflection of his personality, his style, his values. That's why he has Kentucky Farm Bureau take care of his insurance. Because we're not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau, we're Bill's pride and joy Farm Bureau. My Farm Bureau. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Call Danny Luttrell in Middlesboro at 606-248-7859.
Sauced in downtown Pineville, a great place for delicious food made to your taste. Only the freshest ingredients are used for sauce pizzas, for sauce pasta, and for sauce salads. You let the friendly and courteous staff know what you want on your pizza. It goes on, it comes out hot, fresh, and tasty. No microwaves, no fryers, just fresh food crafted by you. Call them for an order today at 606-654-2321 or come by 107 South Pine Street in Pineville. It's food crafted your way. It's sauced. Long's Pick Pack of Pineville, your independently owned and hometown proud store. They've got great customer service and friendly faces to help you. There's a great selection of fruits, vegetables, and dairy kept in temperature-controlled cases to ensure freshness, and Long's has the freshest selection of beef, pork, and chicken. Be sure to check out Long's Deli and Bakery with specialty meats, cheeses, and cake decorating. Long's staff is always available to point out the great deals, and they make checking out a breeze. For great prices and great selection, come see Long's Pick Pack of Pineville.